Assalamualaikum and a pleasant day to everyone. I am Salman dito Minaman. For today's video, I'm going to discuss the Module 10, which is the Ecoliteracy, the study of life and environment.
Learning outcomes. At the end of discussion, students should be able to explain ecoliteracy and developing a sustainable environment, discuss the 7 environmental principles of nature, describe a green school, articulate how ecoliteracy can be integrated in the curriculum, practiced in the school, and demonstrated in the classroom. Draw relevant life lessons and significant values from personal experiences on initiating and participating an environmental activity. Analyze research abstract on ecoliteracy and its implication to teaching, learning process. Make community service plan on environment care and protection. Why ecoliteracy matters? So bakit mahalaga ang ecoliteracy? Ang ecoliteracy ay hindi lamang basta kaalaman tungkol sa ekolohiya. Ito ay ang pag-unawa sa ugnayan ng mga sistema ng ekolohiya at kung paano gumagana ang lipunan sa loob ng natural na kapaligiran. Isinasaalang-alang nito ang pag-aaral ng ekolohiya bilang isang mahalagang bahagi ng edukasyon. Ang mga pangunahing prinsipyo ng ecoliteracy ay magandang panimulang punto upang tuklasin ang mahalagang aral na matutunan mula sa kalikasan para sa reforma ng lipunan. Sa madaling salita, ang ecoliteracy ay ang pag-unawa sa ugnayan ng tao at kalikasan. Hindi lamang ito ang pag-aaral tungkol sa kapaligiran, kundi pati na rin ang pag-alam kung paano gumagana ang lipunan sa loob ng natural na sistema. Tinutukoy din ito ang kahalagahan ng edukasyon sa pagbuo ng kamalayan sa kapaligiran at pagbabago ng lipunan para sa ikabubuti ng lahat. Ang mga pangunahing prinsipyo ng ecoliteracy ay magandang panimulang punto upang tuklasin ang mahahalagang aral na matutunan mula sa kalikasan para sa pagbabago ng ating lipunan. Sustainability. Ang sustainability ay isang kondisyon na parehong qualitative at quantitative. Ibig sabihin, mayroong mga aspeto nito na mahirap sukatin o qualitative, gaya ng kagalingan ng tao o well-being, at mayroong mga aspeto na masusukat o quantitative, gaya ng natural capital at ecological carrying capacity. Ecological literacy para sa pag-unawa sa sustainability. Ang ecological literacy ay ang pag-unawa sa ugnayan ng tao at kalikasan. Ito ay mahalaga upang mabuo ang isang integrated thinking, isang paraan ng pag-iisip na isinasang-alang-alang ang may etikal na aspeto at ang pangangailangan ng pangangalagaan ang kalikasan. Ecologically literate person and society. Ecologically literate person bilang isang taong may malalim na pag-unawa sa kung paano gumagana ang natural na mga sistema at kung paano nakikipag-ugnayan ang mga tao sa kapaligiran. Hindi lang ito ang pag-alam sa mga prinsipyo ng ekolohiya, kundi pati na rin ang pag-unawa sa epekto ng mga gawain ng tao sa kalikasan. Aspects of an ecologically literate person. Number 1, knowledge of ecological principles. 2, awareness of environmental issues. 3, systems thinking. 4, critical analysis. 5, sustainable practices. Understanding of how natural systems work on how human fit into those systems. 1, understanding ecological principles. 2, recognizing human impact on the environment. 3, developing a sense of responsibility for environment. Characteristics of ecological literate society. First, policy focused on sustainability. Second, education and awareness campaign. Third, community engagement. And last, respect biodiversity. Ways to develop ecoliteracy in schools. First, develop empathy for all forms of life. By recognizing the common needs we share with all organisms, we can extend our empathy to consider the quality of life of other life forms, feel genuine concern about their well-being, and act on that concern. Second is embrace sustainability as a community practice. By learning the wondrous ways that plants, animals, and other living things are interdependent, students are inspired to consider the role of interconnectedness within their communities and see the value in strengthening those relationships by thinking and acting cooperatively. Third, make the invisible visible. If we strive to develop ways of living that are more life-affirming, we must find ways to make visible the things that seem invisible by using web-based tools such as Google Earth, Good Guide, and Quidicate apps. Last is anticipate unintended consequences. Teachers can teach students strategies for anticipating unintended consequences. This includes precautionary principle that when an activity threatens to have a damaging impact on the environment or human health, precautionary action should be taken. 7. Environmental principle of nature. Considering the key to understanding environmental problem is to learn about ecosystem. Ecology can be best appreciated in schools through more practical and more relatable perspective and manner of orientation and realization. The following are basic environmental principles of ecosystem from Barry Commoner, cited in Butler 2012. The first one is nature knows best. People need to understand nature and must abide by the rules it imposes. Second one is all forms of life are important. Each organism plays fundamental role in nature, therefore. Third one is everything is connected to everybody else. In an ecosystem, all components interact with each other to ensure that the ecosystem is sustainable, of which any outside interference may result in an imbalance and deterioration of the system. The last one is everything changes. People must rethink their relationship with the environment through relevant technologies. Everything must go somewhere. Since waste may go back one's work backyard and some other forms, it is important to become aware of different types of waste. Classify and segregate those that are toxic and potentially hazardous. Ours is a finite Earth. Awareness of the Earth's limited resources leads to a conscious effort to change one's attitude and initiative to recycle them. Last one is nature is beautiful and we are stewards of God's creation. Being the most intelligent and being gifted with reasons, humans can control and taking care of the creation of their own advantage. Green School. The concept of Green School was introduced in Europe in the 1990s, while the Rio Earth Summit of 1992 took cognizance of the need to act in every area in which human impacts on the environment. The World Summit on Sustainable Development in Johannesburg in 2002 catalyzed the efforts to bring about a shift in educating about the environment to educating for sustainability. This shift reflected the international climate of thinking about sustainable development that meets the needs of the present without compromising future generations to meet their own needs. There was a continuous misuse and abuse of natural resources and quest for development that would tend the future to be at stake. Prioritizes environmental sustainability in its operations and curriculum, prepares students to lead the world towards a healthier, cleaner, and sustainable future. It goes beyond traditional teaching and aims to cultivate environmentally conscious and responsible individuals. Core principles: environmental responsibility, holistic education, community engagement. K. Milestone, 1990s, early green school initiatives focused on energy efficiency and waste reduction in school buildings. 20s, the movement gained momentum with the adoption of sustainable building standards and the integration of environmental education into curricula. Present, green schools are increasingly recognized as a critical component of sustainable development with initiatives expanding globally. Motivations: environmental protection, educational innovation, health and well-being. Challenges: funding and resources, infrastructure and building design, curriculum development. Green School and ESD. The Green School is visualized as a school guided by the principles of environmental sustainability. It seeks to create a conducive environment to fully utilize all resources and opportunities inside and outside the school and orient teachers and students on environmental sustainability through active involvement of the community. Students' learning experiences outside school help them to consolidate and apply knowledge, gain understanding of environmental processes, enter relationship and issues, acquire life skills, and help foster attitudes, values, and sensitivity towards environmental concerns. A green school is identified with those elements and practices that inculcate environmental sensitivity to promote environmental sustainability through various environment-friendly means and encourage judicious use of resources. Green schools and ESD, Education for Sustainable Development. Interconnected concepts promoting environmentally responsible practices and sustainable lifestyle and ecosystem. Green schools focus on creating eco-friendly learning environments. ESD integrates sustainability principles into all aspects of education.